他们出生于苦难动荡的岁月，他们经历过铁蹄下的旧中国，他们传承着5000年文化的血脉，他们见证了一个国家的富强之时，一个民族的崛起之路。每个人都有属于自个儿的梦想，每一个国家，每一个民族都有属于自个儿的梦想，那是几代人、几十代人的渴望、凝聚和坚守。100年间的苦难跟辉煌，中国梦记录着中华民族一路走来的非凡历史。100年来的探索和追逐，中国人从来没有像今天这样距离梦想的实现如此之近。而他们一代又一代海外游子，日复一日，年复一年，以中国人为自豪，以中国梦为支撑。他们是这个时代的群体缩影，更是中国圆梦的精神见证。我们今天所讲的故事，就是这一段段无数炎黄子孙的悠悠游子情，拳拳中国梦。
本期的中国梦，我们要来走进孙国雄先生。如果您对这个名字并不那么熟知，那说到他的曾祖父国父孙中山先生，便一定是如雷贯耳了。孙国雄于1943年出生于美国，常年居住在加州洛杉矶，是位不动产及投资顾问。同时，他积极弘扬孙中山先生天下为公的理念，推动大陆文化教育福利事业的开展，致力于孙中山文教福利基金会的活动。也许鲜有人知道，孙国雄早年间曾经在好莱坞从事过特技演员的工作。
Marlon Brando was making a movie called Ugly American, and they needed thousands of extras to play Southeast Asian people. And so, in being one of the thousands of extras, I spent about a week working on the movie. And that's how I was first introduced to it, when I was still in college.
Never before has a motion picture captured with such realism the bursting fury of mobs beyond control. The pent-up fury of the lone American suddenly thrust into the heart of this seething volcano.
Upon graduation from college, I realized that movie extra work paid more than a lab tech. A lab tech titrating chemicals at a factory. So I stayed with the movie industry as an extra. Then slowly I started to do speaking parts. But speaking parts are very limited in Hollywood for Asians and Chinese. Whereas if you are a stuntman, you can play a bad Japanese in World War II, a bad Viet Cong in Vietnam War, a bad North Korean in the Korean War, and also in the martial art films, you can be a punching bag. So I was able to earn a living as a stuntman for about 37 years.
特技表演本身就是一门非常危险和困难的艺术表演。孙国雄先生做特技演员这段经历，尤其作为一名亚裔演员，其中有着诸多不易。
In Hollywood, they have a mostly 7-month industry. That means if you work the TV shows and some of the movies in town, you work for 7 months. Then you're guaranteed to have 5 months of unemployment. And you're hoping to find a movie that might want to hire you. So there's some lean times when there's no work, and when it rains, it pours. In order to get a job for a stuntman, it's who you know, how well you network. If the stunt coordinator of a movie does not know you, he won't hire you. Before he hires you, he has to know what you can do, what you cannot do, how well you work with other stunt people. So you have to have a good reputation. As a stuntman, you don't want to get seen. If the camera and the audience can see you, that means you can't come back another day to work. Yeah, so once your face is seen on the screen, you can't be another person. Whereas if they don't see you and you get blown up, you can die another day because they never see your face. I guess it would be to be a stunt double for a popular Asian actor, because sometimes that popular Asian actor has to do a lot of stunts, and to try to do everything is very hard. So sometimes they would bring in one stuntman to do a high fall, another one to do the fire burn for the same actor. So that's the challenging part. The worst time wasn't so bad. In fact, this past Monday, I slipped in the bathtub and I broke 3 of my ribs. That was the worst accident I've had in my life, even though I was a stuntman. Most stuntmen, well, in fact, all stuntmen can't get life insurance. No, insurance companies won't insure you. You have to know your capabilities, eye-hand coordination, and when you have a stunt with somebody else, you have to trust them and know what they can do. Because if you're working with another stuntman, that person's life is in your hands, your life is in their hands. I turn down stunts because if I feel that I can't do it, I won't do it. Whereas some stuntmen, no matter, even they can't do it, they'll take the job to get the money. I'm not that way.
孙国雄意识到，由于特技演员这份职业的特殊性和高危险性，他需要转向另一份更具保障的工作。于是，他开始转向了不动产投资的领域。
Mainly because of my father. He had started a business whereby he owned some real estate, and he wanted me to help take it over. So, because at that time in '97, I had about 14 friends who died in doing stunts. Yeah, so I thought, well, maybe, I should get out because it's just a matter of time before I get injured more or something else happens.
孙国雄是孙家的第4代传人，他的父亲孙治平曾代表中华民国，作为联合国安理会常任理事国参与起草并签署宪章，而他自己对于曾祖父革命事迹的初识也是来自于父亲。
When I was young, I had exposure to my grandfather. My mother and father had separated, and then I grew up in American education, not knowing anything about Dr. Sun Yat-sen. So when I was just before 18 years old, I started studying Dr. Sun Yat-sen. To this day, I'm still researching him, but only things in English. Everything in China I can't read. And so that's why I feel that I've become an expert on the history of the Chinese Revolution in Western world, because I can read the English, I can research it. So I don't regret my education, in a sense that it's a new leaf that I can help contribute to the overall picture of Dr. Sun Yat-sen. I left mainland China, Shanghai in 1949 because of the split in the Civil War. My mother took me to Hong Kong where we stayed with the family. Eventually, end of '49, we went to Hawaii. I spent a year and a half in Hawaii, and then by late 1950, I came to California, and I grew up in California. So you might say I'm a ABC, through and through. Had Western education, and that's why I don't read or write Chinese. Now, I have 4 children. 2 of my children right now are going to a university in Taipei called Sadat. I guess it's an abbreviation, but they're reading and writing Chinese. And so hopefully Brandon, he will also be able to do that because he's taking Chinese at University of San Francisco with his major. Back in the 1970s, Taiwan wanted me to make a movie about Guofu. Also in 1986, Shanghai Motion Picture and Pearl River Studios wanted me to make movies about Guofu. But then, because they only know a part of Guofu's life, I wanted to try to tell a overall picture of Guo Fu's life. And maybe I'm be able to come out with a book, because I don't read and write Chinese. I've studied Guo Fu's life in English, and there's many books that I've read about that pertains to the revolution. And like I mentioned, Double 10. I don't know if you had time to look it up, but that explains the revolution in detail of what happened in America. And more than 10,000 Chinese who came from China to study military science and tactics in USA for 4 years and then sent back to train other people. It's things like that that I'd like to have the world know. But China doesn't know this kind of research. Most filmmakers, like in China or Taiwan or Hong Kong, they only make the movie or TV show about what they know, but not what happened in Hawaii, in America especially. So it's unknown to the Chinese, Taiwan, and Hong Kong filmmakers.
孙国雄平时生活极为低调，甚少接受媒体访问。问及原因，他坦言，这样可以更自由。从小出生与成长在美国社会，他没有过多的被贴上孙家后人的标签而产生无形的压力。他喜欢这样自由随性地做自己，享受自己的人生。
I'm glad that I was born in America. In America, I can grow up being myself. Whereas if I was born in China, Taiwan, any place else, because everyone knows who I am, it's a great big weight, above my head. Because I can never hope to live up to be 10% of what he has done. Because he devoted his life to something that affected millions of people around the world. So I don't think I could ever do something like that. I want to be judged for myself, not because, oh yeah, he's descendant of a famous man, but what does he do now? No, to me it's important, I mean, yeah, it's just like, oh, he's a great-grandson of a billionaire and he spends money all over. That's no good for me. I have to make my own billions if I wanted to become equal. You think of, there's new billionaires in China which never had it 10, 15, 20 years ago. But they created something, created a need, fulfilled the need, and they're able to make money on it. Okay, so Sun Yat-sen, he did the same thing. He fulfilled a need to liberate a nation. But his whole life, he did that. So if I tried to sacrifice my life to do something just as great, I don't think I'd even come up half of what he did. Yeah, I don't think anybody else would.
那么要醒起来，这个中国还能有望，为什么呢？怎么样设法呢？就是我们能醒起来，我们大家还有这个动作，大家还能立一个志来救这个国家。那么大家能知道这件事，这个中国这是不难来救的。那么今天我们要来救这个中国，要从哪一条路走呢？我们就是要从这个革命这条路去走，拿这个革命的主义来救这个中国，拿这个革命的三民主义，就是这个民主主义、民权主义、民生主义，这个是所谓三民主义。
孙国雄经常往返于中美两国之间，他对如今中国的发展表示非常欣慰。在他眼中，现在的中国早已经不是当年他初次踏上国土时所看到的情景。
My first trip back was 1986. You might say, 49 to 86 is quite a few years. Anyway, I've been in that trip. Everybody reported to Hong Kong. That was the first time that the central government invited all the descendants back And there must be over 600 people from around the world that they invited back. And the groups were so big, they had to divide it into 300 and 300 and tour China. And then, so in 1986, first time, I went back in 88, 91, 93, 96, 99, 2001, 2003, I think 2006, 2009 for sure, because of the 60th anniversary. I saw how fast Beijing, Shanghai, Wuhan, Nanjing, how it changed in the sense that those changes in America would take much, much longer. But in a matter of 10, 15 years, from drab clothes, bicycles all over Beijing, and women, they had this net on their head, you know. Then I go back, like say, close to 10, 12 years later, these women are in Western clothes, beautiful makeup, everything else like that, you know. So it's like the whole country remade itself.
谈及孙中山先生的革命事迹，孙国雄如数家珍。近年来，他积极筹备于夏威夷市中心地带建立国父中心。早前，孙国雄在洛杉矶中国城宣布，要在夏威夷成立孙中山中心基金会，向社会各界筹集中心建设的资金，并在洛杉矶设立分部，全面地向世界展示一切有关孙中山先生的文化资源。
That project came about in 2013 when the state officials, University of Hawaii, was preparing to make an official bid for the Barack Obama Presidential Library. They thought, oh, Obama wasn't the first president for Hawaii. There was another one, Dr. Sun Yat-sen. So they felt that they could possibly get two centers, presidential centers, one for President Obama, one for Sun Yat-sen. So on that basis, they tried to contact the Sun Yat-sen Hawaii Foundation, of which the people in charge of that foundation were not too enthusiastic about it. Eventually, in 2013, June, my family heard about a chance to possibly have a Sun Yat-sen Center. So we met with Senator Brickwood Galateria from the state of Hawaii and Representative Bertrand Kobayashi. Both of these elected state officials expressed what they hope to see in a Sun Yat-sen Center. So from then to now, which is like September of 2014 till now, seemed like, well, things are going very good in the sense that the Sun Yat-sen Center Foundation is fully incorporated in the state of Hawaii, and depending on what happens to the election in Chicago for mayor, the election day is April 2007. No, April 7th, 2015. That has a bearing on the Barack Obama Foundation, who they select to have the Barack Obama Library. And if the library is going to be in Chicago, then the Barack Obama Center will be in Honolulu. And then the Sun Yat-sen Center will be next to it. Hopefully a multi-purpose center. For sure, I want to have exhibition space for all of Guofu's writings, his manuscripts, his teachings, then also his artifacts, to rotate with the museums in China, Taiwan, and then around the world, to borrow from them, say, for exhibit for 4 months at a time. In between exhibits of Guofu and other Chinese revolutionaries, also use the exhibition hall as a for art exhibits, different types of pottery exhibits and creative people to use it. Also to have conference halls and audiovisual rooms for children, grammar school, middle school, high school, and also college. To work with East-West Center, to work with University of Hawaii Center for Chinese Studies. So if I'm going to have it, a building there, I want to see full use of it. So I've searched what I look for in a center, and I found that in Singapore, they have gardens by the bay. And it's a terrific concept. And also the city of San Diego came up with a new concept for their old port of San Diego. So a combination of two things to get this area in Honolulu called Kaka'ako Makai to be very modern and activities daytime, activities nighttime.
虽然孙国雄极力避免自己卷入纷扰，但对于自己的子女，他却要求无论何时何地都要牢记华人身份，牢记自己是孙家的后人，要为祖国和平统一贡献力量。他的中国梦是看到一个更加独立、自由和民主的中国。
Now, America sees one China. Taiwan sees one China. Mainland China sees one China. So hopefully in my lifetime, I'm 71, maybe I might see one China together where so many millions and hundreds of millions of people have their freedom. That's what the Sun family's outlook is for China. For generations, I hear this ever since 1949, that, oh, we want to go back to the motherland. And so we have 2 generations younger than my boy, newborns. And so I feel that their parents are also going to teach them that we hope one China and all of China becomes free.